Hey, this is Brittany Griner from the Phoenix Mercury, and you listen to the 3-Point Conversion.
Yeah, it was an exciting game.
Don't be sarcastic, Doug.
I mean, talk about the defense. I mean, you were down 15, I think, in the middle of the third quarter, then you held the scores the rest of the period and 11 points the rest of the game. Talk about the defense and obviously what's happening down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, to keep someone to 20 points, 22 points in the second half, and that's what it was. We just, it was more like, okay, Sykes, make sure we're crowding it up, make sure we're moving our feet and building the wall and knowing where the shooters are. And we mixed a bit of zone here and there, and we didn't let Necker get anything open. We tried to deny her as much as we could and crowd her, and it was effective. We found some kind of energy because that enabled us to get out and run, because it was a struggle to score with how we were fatigued, even though we're trying to set some stuff up. We still got fatigue with our execution about what we wanted to do. But I'm just happy to get the W. But and sometimes you got to win ugly. And this is like I coach internationally, so this is one of those games. Sorry, Brian.
You talked a lot about the team showing growth. You mentioned the process specifically and coming back down 20 tonight. Do you think that you could sort of like take this game and show them and say, hey, when we're down, you can do this and come back and build and it's like gradually get yourself back in?
Yeah, I think that's, it's part of the journey, isn't it? Especially when you have a big game like last night, you try and get on them, no complacency. And you knew they were going to bring a sense of urgency. When you get beat by 30, there's some response. So it's either good or bad. And Necker's team's not going to back down. And we were flat. We were just really flat, and they were trapping us, and we played a little stubborn, not moving the ball as much as we would like. And we played right into their hands, and we weren't on the same page defensively. So I just said, you just got to hang in there. You just got to work on just getting consecutive stops in a row and, take great shots, but just, move with purpose. I don't think we did that, but we'd probably, obviously LA's a team like us. They're still missing some key players, but we found a way to win. So I'm just happy for that.
One big thing about the fourth quarter is you guys didn't turn over once. And just sort of like just getting the most out of every possession, even within sort of like a rock fight of a game like this. How important was it for you guys just to sort of keep putting the pressure on as it gradually getting that game wearing Los Angeles down and getting the crowd to give you that extra push to finish on it?
Yeah, it was a great, we've really had really good home crowd, even when we're down by 20, trying to find something to cheer about. But look, turnovers was an Achilles for us in the first half, especially an athletic team like that, and giving them too many easy baskets at the rim. And we just talk about it, like just keep moving the ball, make good leads. But yeah, not turning the ball over in the fourth quarter was big for us. And, Sub had a tough game. She missed some shots, she's capable of, but down the stretch, it shows a lot about her mental toughness to make plays when it really matters.
Sandy, congrats on a huge win. First lead, not even until 1:17 left in the game. What do you think it says about this team that they trail throughout, yet they're able to keep their heads down and come out with one?
Yeah, you see the growth of the team. Usually when you have it, you come into a team, you understand how mentally tough they are. Things are going good, you feel good, and things are going bad, you start breaking apart. We never showed that. It was really trying to encouragement in the huddles even before I got in there, and that's what you want, because you're not always going to play pretty. You have to know how to win ugly. So that's a growth for us, and that's not always the case. You're trying to teach them, you got to stay together. The only way you get out of it is together, and that's what we did, and we found a way.
Hi, Coach. Dan from her Hoops.com. I just want to know how you feel about Maureen Johannes, just some of the plays that electrify the crowd, not just pull up threes, but some of the passes that maybe people aren't even ready for. Are you still surprised every day by some of the stuff you see?
No, I've seen her, coached against her for so long overseas as well, and it's great. We needed that because they're putting so much pressure on Saab, and Marine obviously can get around screens a little bit better, but her passing ability and what she sees is amazing. Even some of the bounce passes back to the post players, them just being ready. I think they're used to it now because, it's always make sure you're looking, because Marine's going to throw a pass, which is, it's fantastic. But we need her playing like that. She's been, she overthinks it a little bit, and you've got the green light here. Go and be you. I think that's important. I thought defensively she did a good job as well. So she was a key reason why we won this.
Hi, Coach. Crystal with a team high 34+ minutes tonight. What does she bring to you guys defensively that you guys might have not had before she joined this team?
Athleticism, yeah, playmaking ability, someone to bring the ball up and handle the pressure. She just finds a way to get through screens. And I think that's what we struggled early in the year. We didn't really have that athletic guard that could guard the really quick ones, especially like, Canada and Carter didn't play tonight, but they're fast. So she's been a great addition to us, and I feel, she's back playing the way she did in her rookie year, to be quite honest, and it's fun to see.
And then secondly, how's Beck feeling after this back-to-back health-wise?
Yeah, she felt good. She always gets down. I didn't play so well, but that's just wasn't a great game for her. We just went with a different rotation, but Beck's a key part of what we want to do as we move forward. And she'll get another day of rest and 2 days rest, and we'll get ready for Phoenix.
Congratulations on the win.
Thanks, son.
It was two very different types of games, last night and tonight. So to win a game last night in a blowout, but then to have a matchup like today with the adversity being down 24-8 after the first quarter, what does it say about how this team has evolved so that they could come back after such a big deficit early on?
Yeah, it shows a lot of growth. We wouldn't have won this early in the season. It shows a little bit of a competitive fight for each other, not, getting out of yourself and competing for each other to win, and knowing what's at stake. We're trying to push for a playoff spot. This is a tie break that's important for us as we move forward, and we needed another W just to stay up, because the yinging and yanging, we go from 7th to 8th to 11th and back up, and so it was a big win. And I knew it was going to be close. You're not going to blow someone out with back to back. They're going to come with that sense of urgency, and they did. But I was really happy with how we played in the second half. The first half, that was really ugly. Whew. Jeez.
And we just spoke to, one more time.
Yeah, no problems.
I just spoke to Crystal in the locker room now, and she was talking about a timeout midway through the third quarter. At that point, the team was down 50-35, and you were able to hold them to just 11 points for the next 15 minutes of the game. What happened in that timeout? What was said there in terms of just flipping the script at that point?
Like so many timeouts now, but for me, it's more like we just got to get stops, and then we just got to run. I was just trying to get a spread look, to be quite honest, and quick action and getting around their trapping so we could exploit it with movement. And I did put Marina in a fair bit of stuff there. And she was, she had some good success and got us some easy baskets. And that gave us, a little bit of momentum and energy, and the crowd got into it, and that certainly helped us.
Hey, Coach. I know this is easier to say from here than it is from up there. Do you think sometimes at some points in the game you went too small? Because it seemed like you were kind of killing them in the paint, but it seemed like it didn't seem like you were taking advantage of it as much as you could have. Yeah,
look, you always look back, but I thought, Hani was okay. She didn't make as many shots, but defensively was the struggle. So I went with a defensive team. So I made that choice. I didn't think we weren't making many baskets. So I had to flip the switch, and who plays defense gets to play today. Yay.
That feeds into my next question. Usually you have back-to-backs where your players are going to be tired. Don't ever admit it, but they're going to have some one of their legs. How much did the score? Because usually you want to play your backups and your bench players and 2 or 3 play. How much did the score play a part in that thing?
Yeah, look, you always think like, who should I go to? But at one stage when we got some momentum, I just rode them. Just like LA, they rode their players too. And it was who had the most legs left to execute down the stretch, to be quite honest. You always take a risk in that. But, we have 2 days. We have a long flight tomorrow, but we have 2 days before we play Phoenix, and they play tomorrow night. So we hopefully can freshen up a little bit. And as I told the people off the bench that didn't play so much, just be ready, because we have 4 in 7 days coming up. 4 games in 7 days. That's a lot. So we have to make sure you can, when your number's called, let's go.
Hey Sandy, congrats on the win. If this was asked before I ran in here, don't mind me, but I just wanted to check in on Beck. I mean, we sort of saw her disappear from the rotation in the second half. Is she all right? And what was behind that decision?
She was fine, like her head's fine, but she just looked a little bit out of it there. So, we decided to go with a different lineup, and Beck's been really productive for us, to be quite honest, but it was just one of the games she probably wasn't at her best, and I chose to go on a different rotation.
Fair. I also want to know, just spoke to Steph in the locker room. She said one of the keys to winning this game was making sure that the group held each other accountable. So I'm curious whose leadership helped you all, grind this one out.
I think all of them. That's what we've spoken about lately. It's we talk about our sisterhood, our culture. And I feel like now the last few weeks we're becoming way more connected, and that's what you need. And that means receiving, accepting accountability from your teammates, from the coaches. I think we're doing a good job at that. I think I just say it in the right way. You don't have to be negative. You can be very constructive and positive. You can still put it in the right manner that we're trying to fight for something big here, bigger than your feelings. But they're really connected. They're coming together. But the leaders, it's all of them. Steph, Sub, I hear her speaking, Tash, even the players that don't play, Dee, which is great because we're a team.
So what's an example of something that Dee would say?
Let's go. Rebound, run, move the ball, and it might be like, move your feet. Let's play better one-on-one defense. So I've heard that, some of them like, come on, you got to play hard. Defense is hard. And we had to dig hard. We had to play hard tonight to win because it was, we weren't scoring. It was terrible. But we found a way. That's just play the game.
Great. We're at time with Coach. Did you have one?
Sandy, congrats on the win. Just in terms of winning differently, being able to win a game where you put up 102 and then being able to win a game where you shot, I know the box shot, but let's say 30%.
31.
31. How significant is that for a team to go deep in the playoffs that you're seeing your team not just be able to win 2 games you needed to, but to do it in fundamentally different ways?
Yeah, I mean, it says a lot, to be quite honest, because it's a series. Now it's a playoff series. So if you lose one, it's the adjustments you make and then, changing it. You have to grind it out, just coming off a lot of playoffs games last year. And, it was, we win one, we lose one, we win. It's just making the play. And then who makes the plays on that day? That's who wins, comes down. So, and that's the fun part. I enjoy that kind of part. So I actually thought this was a great game for us. I'm relieved that we won, but sometimes you need to go through the mud to learn a little bit more about your team and how that, hey, we can still miss all our shots and still win a game.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thanks, guys.
Next up, Sabrina and Natasha. We'll start with the work back. Thanks.
Or we can just start.
So I'm sure you're sitting there not happy about the free throws you missed in the end, but that last minute or last 2:18, I think you scored the final 8 points for New York and you took the game over. Just talk about down the stretch and gutting on and win that you guys were down 20 and nothing was going right, but you still found a way to win a big win for this franchise.
Yeah, it's huge. I think we've played many games like this early on in the season and have lost. Chicago by 1, Indiana, the list kind of goes on. So I think it just shows the resilience and the growth from this team. Night in and night out, we shot awful in the paint, outside the paint. But at the end of the day, we kept the faith. We continued to buckle down on defense. We got stops, we got scores when we needed to. And the fact that it's really hard to beat a team on a back-to-back And so the fact that we're able to get 2 wins is really big for this franchise into this playoff push.
Hey, Sam. There was a play midway through the fourth where Marine Johanna sprinted down following a miss in transition to bat the ball out and keep her possession alive. And then she found you for a 3 seconds later. Just how essential was Marine's effort tonight in taking this win away from the Sparks?
Huge. She's been grinding away, through the highs and lows. She's been finding a way to help us get better, and it doesn't always show up on the stat sheet what she's able to do and what she's able to create for other people. But that was a game-changing play that she had, a momentum shift. Just this belief among the team that we're going to grind this one out, and it started with her getting that rebound.
And I wanted to ask about the turnovers, because in the first half, the team had 7, 3 in the third quarter, none in the fourth quarter, while forcing 5 from the Sparks. How were you able to settle in after such a slow start to not only have your own composure, but then force the other team to lose theirs?
Yeah, we knew we had to take care of the ball. They upped their defensive pressure, and we just had to take care of the ball and get good shots. Without taking care of the ball, we weren't going to win the game. And so I think everyone understood that. And we just continue to try and make them uncomfortable on defense, force them into shots that, we knew that we wanted them to take. We dictated, and that fell right into our hands.
Christos.
Hello, ladies. Congratulations on the win. Natasha, question for you. After the first quarter, you scored 8 points, you allowed 24. What was the biggest difference?
What's the biggest difference? Me just setting good screens and just getting out the screens quick, and also just running the floor.
Thank you very much. And for you, Sabrina, can you tell us about what kind of adjustments you do every time that your opponents try to guard you with different ways? What adjustments you did on your game to take the ball and make plays for your teammates?
Well, we've seen everything this year, from trapping to going under to hedging to a box and one to a zone. And I think that's just helped us continue to get comfortable with everything we've seen this year. So, we stayed composed. They didn't trap at the beginning, then they trapped towards the end. And we've just had to stay together and continue to make reads and take care of the ball. And we did that.
Thank you very much.
Karina.
Hey guys, congrats on the huge win tonight. I'm curious, as a group, what have you guys learned over the course of the season when it comes to closing out tougher games like this one?
Well, we've been preaching about it over and over again when it came down to these type of games. And today we put in the full effect, and we stayed together, we stuck together, and we executed all the way towards the stretch. And we came in with the win, and everybody was just focused.
Thank you.
Sabrina, question for you. Is there a critical moment in this game? It's 55-51, you're 3 for 13 from the field. You take a 3 there without hesitation to get to a 1-point game. I'm just wondering, for you in that moment, is there any hesitation on the second day of a back-to-back to take a shot in that? Is that a moment you kind of have to recommit to, or is that just automatic for you at this point, given all the games you've played and the success you've had shooting the ball?
Yeah, that's not even, I don't even question myself there. If I'm open, I'm going to shoot it. It's why you put in years and years of work to be able to get to that position, whether the ball goes in on a night like that or not. You kind of play the percentages, and an open shot is a good shot. Who knows, if I wouldn't have taken that, it could have led to a turnover or a worse shot. And so at the end of the day, the shots felt good. Some of them rattled out, and my teammates trusted me to take those shots, just like I trusted them to. On a night that they're not going to go in, they're good shots for us, and you just got to trust in the process.
Go Jackie next.
I'm curious how you think the group held each other accountable to change the course of this game, especially coming out after the half.
I think everyone from the bench players to the players that were playing We're all holding ourselves to a really high standard, but we're also all holding each other to a really high standard on even the smallest things. Whether it's a missed box out or a foul or giving up an offensive rebound, there's just a standard that we've set and we've all accepted coaching from one another. We've all accepted holding each other to that standard because it's for the betterment of the team. And so I think once everyone is on that same page and we've all gotten to that same page of we're holding each other to that high standard because we all want to win and we have a common goal. It helps you stay connected through times when the score is 24-8 in the first quarter and it's like we're out there sleepwalking and we stay together and we found a way to win.
I appreciate that. And Natasha, for you, Sabrina just said it and Sandy said it too. They both talked about how connected this group is. So I'm curious, how do you describe how connected the team is and how that helped you all get the win?
We're very connected. When things didn't go our way, we stuck together, we huddled and we communicated and move on to the next thing. And that's one thing we've been doing a lot, just growing together and sticking together. That sisterhood we've been talking about. And, this game was not pretty, and it came down to the wire. And at the end of the day, we stayed together and we all bought in and we hold each other accountable, like Sap said too.
Oh, Brian, next.
Hi guys. Sabrina, Crystal Dangerfield was really valuable for you guys. She had a couple steals, helped get you guys out in transition. What did you think about her game tonight? And how do you think she was able to disrupt the Sparks as she was able to help all of you guys get sacks and 8 turnovers in the night?
She's been great on both sides of the ball. She usually guards the best guard on defense, and she has a super big assignment on offense of just getting us into our offense, getting everyone the ball, getting us set. And so she played huge minutes tonight. She's continued to grow. She's continued to just find her role and find her stride on this team. And it's really nice to just see her blossom into the point guard we all believe and know she is. And she made huge plays for us down the stretch, whether it was steals or getting to the basket, setting up people. And we hold her to that standard every single game, and she's going to continue to get better.
And Natasha, as the game went on, the Sparks sort of like their offense started to sort of sputter a little bit. What do you think you guys did defensively to sort of slow them down and really sort of shut their water off, especially down the stretch?
Pack the paint. That's one thing that LA, they wanted to do the whole time, to drive it into the paint, and that was our focus on not making them get easy points in the paint. And we made other players score besides NECA and Sykes and stuff. So we let the other people shoot the ball that we want to shoot.
And this was both of you. Even though the shots weren't going in, like you guys started cutting the turnovers down gradually, and in the fourth quarter, you didn't have any at all. What did you think started to work offensively as the game progressed?
Our defense. We picked up our intensity on defense, and everybody, we were always on the string. We were just moving together.
Thank you, guys.
We're done?
Thank you.
Oh.